Okay guys, here we are. Wailea, like Alex says, from glory to glory. We just went snorkeling with Kaikanani at Molokini Crater, beautiful. We saw a lot of fish, and now we're just here enjoying the sun and the pool and the view. And I just want to take the time and talk a little bit about the favor of God. And we really take into account what Jesus said, that seek first the kingdom of heaven and everything will be added to you. And it's not by striving, it's not by your own strength, but it's by knowing who you are and entering into that identity and let Him just take you into a journey and just provide everything supernaturally. And you know, even the job He gave me, I didn't even try. I actually prayed to God and I said, God, I am your daughter. I am a daughter of the King of all heavens and earth. And, you know, if that's your will, if you want me to be at this job, the one that I'm currently at, you make a way. And, you know, logically, I actually want to even prepare for the interview. But God told me, just answer the questions from your heart. Just answer what comes out of you. And that's how it happened. I just went to the interview and I said, okay, if that's meant to be, if I'm supposed to be here, I'm not gonna try for it. I'm not gonna strive because I don't want to be in a place where He doesn't want me to be. I'm just gonna go in like a daughter of the King and let Him do the work. And I did, and I just, you know, simply answered the questions they gave me, and then they called me into a second interview and did the same thing. And I got the job. And you know, the last job, it was the same way. Actually, the last two jobs I had was the same way. I just prayed, you know, when we moved to Maui, and I said, God, I actually had the word of knowledge. I'm gonna work into a retail shop, and I just applied a few places, and I actually said to God, God, I don't want to go into, you know, a lot of interviews and have people scan me from top to bottom and see if I'm fitting into this. Just, you know, have the person who I need to work for just give me a call. The first person who gives me a call will be the people I work for, and that's how it happened. They called me to come in, and I did, and you know, then they called me to start training, I mean orientation, and then the training, and then so on. And another thing I want to talk about, that it's again about the favor of God, because I really feel the last couple years God is really teaching us about living in the favor of God and really understanding who you are. And it's not that you are really desiring all these things. I mean, you are, but it's not like you're really working hard for it. You're just trusting who God is, that He's your Father, and when you ask things from your Father, from your physical Father, and He gives it to you, so much more your Heavenly Father wants to bless you. So just a couple things, you know, when we moved to Maui, it was really random, and few people know our testimony and our story, but you know, pretty much our house back in Washington was going for foreclosure, and we just were in a place, kind of, we were feeling, we had that expectation and feeling that God will move us somewhere, but we just didn't know where. And then when the paper came that our house goes for foreclosure and, you know, it's gonna be sold soon, we just, one day at our home group, we just prayed. It was Wednesday, and then Friday, Alex's old boss called him and he offered him a job in Hawaii. So we knew we had to move somewhere, we just didn't know where. So, you know, when he gave him that offer, we definitely felt that's probably it. So Alex asked me, so what do you think? I'm like, you know, just go see how things are. If you are able to settle there, I'm gonna move too in a month or so. So a couple months after I moved, and we had a temporary place for 2.5 months, but we had to move out on the 20th of November. And you know, we start looking for a place. We didn't realize that it's kind of hard to find a place, especially in Kihei and Wailea, even for rent. So by the last day, we still didn't know where we're gonna stay. We put our stuff in the storage, and the next morning we had an interview with a lady, and she already had few applications from other people. We came in, we started talking to her, and I actually asked her on the phone and in person, so when do you think you're gonna make a decision? And she told me probably in a week, hopefully this week. And then just a few minutes later, we just go inside the house, and she turns to her son and says, bring the agreement. And she turns to us and says that I decided to give it to you. She said, she actually was, those were her actual words, that I have the eye and I can see, I have to give it to you. So we lived there for a year, and we thought, you know, we start getting comfortable, but we still were trying to understand our calling and our purpose here on the island. We're a little bit still, you know, confused about the whole purpose, about our purpose on this specific place. But then God started revealing to us, and we start praying for more. And just a day or two later, the landlord comes and just give us a 45 days notice. So now we had to move out again and find a place. And here we are again, and again we just prayed. And this time Alex found one place on Craigslist. And you know, here in Maui, how things are is that if there is a nice place on Craigslist, everyone wants to get it. So, you know, unless you are the first person calling and, you know, doing your application and so on, it's not a lot of chances you will get it. So we called the guy, and Alex first called him, and he said, oh yeah, I'm busy right now, just, you know, the agency will call you. I have your number, the agency will call you. And then he researched in Google, and he found out that the guy speaks Greek. I mean, on the website it said that he speaks Greek, Japanese, and English. So he turns to me and he says, hey, maybe you call, you're Greek, maybe you can get it. And you know, I wasn't really feeling that that's gonna really help, but I still did it. And the guy, same way, he said, oh, I'm busy right now, I got your number, I'll call you back. I mean, the agency will call you back. And I wasn't even able to tell him that I was Greek. So Alex then went and sent a message that we are nice people, you know, we are Christians, and we speak Russian and Greek, and we really like the place. And then right when he texted, he saw on the link it said that they do not receive text messages. So here it was his last hope of getting that place. But then I think that was Thursday or Wednesday he did, and then on Sunday I was getting ready to go to work, to my last job, and he got a call from that guy. He starts speaking to him Greek, and Alex is like, oh no, I'm not speaking Greek, it's my wife that speaks Greek. And he's like, you know what, I haven't showed that place to anyone yet, I want you guys to see it first. So we went there, and you know, here he's Greek, and we start talking, and he totally loved us right away. And he said, okay, we'll talk. I had to run to work. It's like, okay, we'll talk. So a few days later, you know, we were kind of still anxious and thinking, okay, I mean, he didn't 100% tell us that's our place. So I called him back, and I'm like, hi, I just want to follow up, you know, with that place. And he said, yeah, of course, this is your place, you can move in. You know, he told me that he had some people that were supposed to visit, so he said, you know, in about a month it's gonna be ready for you guys. So good thing we had some friends. They told us we can move in with them. They had a big house, so we moved in with them. And then a month later we started living in this house, and it's just a great place, you know, our landlords are great, and pretty much through them I actually found the job I am at right now. And we get to just experience all these different things, doing all these different activities and exploring the island without even the need of paying for any of this. But the reason why I just want to share all this is that really God is taking us into the journey of learning about His favor and what it really means, knowing who you are and knowing that you are highly blessed. And that's not prideful, it's actually just knowing who you are and your identity. Is that really just seek the kingdom of heaven, go with His will, be ready to leave everything behind just to go for what He has planned in your life. And there's different plans for each of us, you know. Some people are called, you know, into traveling and different nation and doing things. Some other people are called to be just stable and being in one place. But even if you are called to be in one place, you have to be able to bring revival where you are and just bring the kingdom of heaven where you are. Which means, first and foremost, love, joy. You know, it says in His presence there is fullness of joy. So that's what God really started teaching me the last couple of years, is that kingdom of heaven mainly means knowing love, knowing joy, being in a healthy stage inside of you, not having, you know, too intense emotions, you know, that brings you anxiety and all these things, but just being in peace. And just through all of this, be able to see other people with the eyes of love and, you know, compassion and patience and all this. So anyways, that was my video. Hope you enjoyed. Have a great day. Aloha.